On Monday morning, I come out of my room into the middle of a conversation. You have to help me. You could have let me carry the bucket myself. What? You ever walk into the middle of a conversation and you wonder what on earth they can be, but it's actually what seems very mundane? I probably wouldn't have spilled it. Okay, that seems rude. You shouldn't have filled it so full. Then why weren't you carrying it? Water's really heavy if you put a ton of it in a bucket. Hey, it's cool. His shoes look better that way anyway. Oh, is that what happened to grabbing his shoes? I should have guessed. You know what? A mental image just occurred of Grabiner walking through hallways with like squidgy shoes that are going. I kind of find that a little bit funny. Worth it. Yeah, but how am I going to earn the merits back? I asked you if you wanted to help with the gardening. Isn't there something easier? Well, I mean, it's pretty hard on the back, to be fair to you. How can gardening be hard? We only had to dig through holes in the mud. Something not dirty? Bro, think of your back. I get it, they're like young as hell. They don't understand that like you can inflict pain in your back, but come on. How is mud dirtier than Jersey dung? Something else. Try the library? Potsdam sometimes pins up requests in the back. The back of what? The back of the library. Like I just said. Right. I leave them to sort out their plans while I try and decide on my schedule for the next week. Wow, that was it, huh? Oh, wait, hang on. Where's my stress at? Yeah, okay, I do need to take a cheeky sleep, as the kids say, and then slam jam some more red. We really need some 2s. We need 15 red magic by the Dark Dance for something that I'm unaware of. I appear to have run into a bug. Help. It won't let me click done. Okay, there we go. Alright, note to self, don't save. Don't be saving on that screen. That's a bad thing. As I head back to my room, I hear someone coughing. I don't think anything of it until the cough repeats louder and obviously fake. I look up to see Luke leaning against the wall, his eyes twitching nervously back and forth. You okay? He gulps. Dave? Yep. Can you tell me how to find the library? You don't know? He doesn't know where it is? Great minds, me and Dave Lunason. Yes, but why didn't you ask Donald? I don't want him to think I'm stupid. He always gets things faster than I do. Sometimes I don't even know what he's talking about. So I have to fake it. This seems bad. I wouldn't recommend this. Sometimes, just ask questions. You can't know the answer to the questions unless you ask them. And then if someone is toxic to you asking a simple question, then bash them over the head with a shovel, and you can take on their identity. I think I'm Psycho 2 posting. Sometimes I don't know what he's talking about either. I don't get his references because I'm not from here, so I just ask. I don't think he'd be mean about it. I hate being the dumb twin. It's not dumb to not know things if nobody told them to you in the first place. Exactly. There's no such thing as common sense, because common sense is just a differing set of life experiences. So can you tell me how to find the library? Come on, I'll show you. I lead Luke into the library. Here you go. Books, magazines, and the librarian, Ms. Darden. Hi? Have you been here before, child? No? I see. Then it must have been your brother. Look, okay, there's not only one person in this school with blue hair. There's at least 4, I think, including Minnie's ex-boyfriend. Yeah. He heads off into the back and promptly swings his arms into the magazine rack, knocking several issues onto the floor. Sorry! Lord have mercy. Oh my god, he's the clumsiest person alive. What have I done? He scrambles around to pick up everything he dropped. I don't really need anything here. I should probably go back to my room. As I'm thinking that, I notice Ellen sitting at a table with a stack of books, scowling down at one that she has open. Is she doing a research project? I haven't had any assigned in my classes. Is there extra tuition somewhere that I don't know about? I don't know how it picked up the tag scheming, but I think it's feeding into my paranoia. William asked me to try and get to know Ellen, and I haven't really done much of that so far. We're allowed to be friends, and as soon as she wants to date me, I say, no, get the hell away, I'm trying to date the person I'm president with. I seat myself across the table from Ellen and speak softly. After all, this is a library. Are you writing a paper? Huh? I tip my head towards a stack of books. What class assigned that? Oh, no, it's not a paper. It's for class. I was just reading. If it's recreational, why was she scowling? Virginia, my roommate, said that witches don't celebrate Columbus Day. She said history was different here, but I'm not sure what she meant. The past is the past. It already happened. It can't change, can it? I mean, I don't know what Columbus Day is, if I'm honest. Obviously, I understand what it is from context. You don't need to tell me in the comments, I promise. I can piece together that particular puzzle, but I've never really heard of it. But, like, maybe Ellen, wizards and witches simply have different days of importance that they celebrate. So you don't need to celebrate Columbus Day because you need to celebrate the day that MC Hammer founded magic. I don't know, he probably didn't found magic, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean. So I'm trying to find references in the school history books, but no one even mentions Columbus. So was Virginia right that wizards have a taboo about saying his name? She makes things up sometimes. Who's Columbus? What? I suppose he wouldn't be very important where you're from. Yeah, from Eastern Europe, no kidding. I don't know if that's true. I never attended a low world school. Oh god, I feel so dirty sometimes playing as this guy. She shifts her shoulders, taking up a lecturer's demeanor. Christopher Columbus was a Spanish explorer, or maybe Italian, but he sailed for Spain. Would you guys like to know a fun fact? This is off the record. His name wasn't even Christopher Columbus, it was Cristobal Colon. But for some reason, the homies just out here translate his name. One of those reasons I never figured out. We're not out here calling Galileo Gary. Oh, there's just a few people whose names are translated, but whose names aren't that difficult to begin with. He led one of the first expeditions across the sea from Europe to America when people in Europe didn't know it existed. Okay, I'm asterisk on that one, my god. He was looking for Japan, but he found the Caribbean instead. He was actually pretty terrible. He killed all the Indians, Native Americans he could find or kidnap them for slaves. Serves the explorers right, they all got syphilis. She realizes what she just said, then turns pink. It's not hard to guess how and why slave takers picked up a sexual disease. You could just say that they died and we can be happy. I waved my hand to brush that away and encourage her to continue. Anyway, he's considered important because he discovered America, and today would be a holiday for him in the normal world, so I'm trying to figure out what's different here. Did you ask the librarian? That's how I got these books, but they don't seem to have any answers, at least I'm not seeing them. You can still ask, right? You can... Instead of asking explicitly for history books, you can just straight up ask, hey... What up with that Columbus fella, huh? You save yourself some trouble. Alright, I'm sorry I can't help. I know even less about it than you do. Actually, you should ask Minnie Cochran. I bet she could explain. President! That's the kind of thing she wanted to do in her assemblies, isn't it? I don't want to bother her. I think she'd be glad to know someone was interested. Maybe. Thanks. I leave her to her project. There we go. And not a hint of dating in the conversation at all, so I don't need to panic yet. Please give me 2 magic. Please give me 2 magic. Okay. That seems quite unlucky. Excusez-moi? I have 19 stress? Hello? What happened? Oh no, I'm accidentally reloading. Am I right, fellow video gamers? No. That's crazy. Wait, do I have too much stress? I do have too much stress. I understand why that one failed. But when you have 25 stress, yeah, when you have 25 stress, you can sleep that away. But okay, cool. Now I got 2 and 1, I think. 1 and 2. Okay, that's a lot better. But yeah, you can only sleep away a maximum of 25 sleeps, so failing on 15 and 17 is crazy. Anyway, we have 11 now. Forceful magic need not always be applied externally or with an outward direction. The energy can be focused upon itself. Observe. He passes by each student in turn. When he reaches me, I feel my desk begin to vibrate in place, buzzed with trapped energy. After a moment, it stops, showing no sign of damage. The only lingering effect is a faint warmth. With sufficient magical energy, one could cause an object to literally destroy itself, shaking and crumbling into nothing. Thankfully, for the school buildings, none of you can muster up such a power. We can't cause earthquakes. Boo! At your level, the best use for eternalized energy is to counteract effects that might have otherwise reduced it. If a spell has caused you to be slowed, frozen, or asleep, an excitation spell would return you to normal, though you might face some difficulty in casting such a spell in those circumstances. It might be useful in a team adventure though, huh? Shakes and warms a target, counteracting some spell effects. You know, if we find something that's frozen, I'm sure that could help. But I can't think of many other uses for that, though. In the middle of the night, I wake up with the need to visit the toilet. This won't take long. I pull on my robes and my socks. The floors can be cold even during the day. All of your robes? Bro, go in your pajamas. It's okay. I step out into the hall, and then I hear something odd. Footsteps running? Why would someone be running in the halls at this hour of night? You're in secondary school. When I was in secondary school, the person running around during night, sneaking into people's homes would be rooms in a boarding school would like be me. I was mischievous, you know. Are they coming this way? I peer out into the darkness as the footsteps grow closer, unsure what to do. There's a flicker of movement at the far end of the corridor, and then the footsteps are past, gone, receding. Whoever it was just past, gone, receding. My data from Star Trek. Whoever it was just ran past Wolf Hall completely. Are they being chased? I can't hear anything else, but depending on what it is, I might not. It doesn't really have anything to do with me. Follow. I have to be quick. I sprint down the hall in the direction that I heard the runner going. Whoever or whatever it was, he's already got a head start, so I may be too late. Out of nowhere, some force shoves me backwards. My sock feet slip out from under me, and I crash down the hallway floor. Did someone just attack me? I scramble up as fast as I can, but my socks keep wanting to slide on the smooth surface underfoot. That ain't fair, honestly. I don't know what happened. I didn't see anyone. It must have been magic, but where was the spellcaster? Was he invisible? I listen, but I don't hear any more movement. We have a spell in white magic that helps us detect like living creatures, right? Although they might be otherworldly creatures for that matter. Quietly now, I ease my way to the next turning and I peer down the hall. Nothing, no one. Was someone there at all? Was it a phantasm or a shadow or just a prank of some sort? Without more clues, I cannot know. There was a club in Horse Hall. I think you have to steal someone's like underwear to get in it at some point. I can't remember what it was called. Something in the Rose? I wonder if that is that. If this is that. There is someone in the comments who like remembers a ton of things from Horse Hall, but this is one of the times where not having a very good memory is working in my favor because I don't remember a ton of this game. Red magic class, 1 magic. Okay, Pog. So we're not. Oh, we could. No, okay. We're not meeting 15 this week. But if it's at the end of this month, we should still get 15 red magic by the end of it. What did I run into last night? Another student, most likely. It's got to be someone we know, right? It would only take a simple push spell to knock me off my feet, which we have learned. Even most freshmen could have done it. Why attack me? I wasn't involved in whatever was going on. I was just trying to see what was happening because they were scared of being caught. Whoever it was didn't want to be caught. He was running away, but not just from me, because it was the running that I heard in the first place. Running away from what? I didn't see anyone following. Maybe he'd done something bad and was trying to get away from the scene of the crime? I didn't hear any uproar today, but it might have only been a prank. I mean, it was secret. They were sprinting through the night. I don't go out at night very often. Maybe there's another reason for people to run by Wolf Hall in the dark. Who would know? It's pranks and mischief. Ask William. I knock on William's door. Dave, what is it? Sorry to bother you, but I was wondering if you'd heard anything strange in the night. What do you mean? People in the halls at night, running around, trying not to be caught? I'm sure there are many reasons for people to sneak around at night. You shouldn't worry about that. Not what I was getting at. Someone attacked me. What? I heard someone running, I followed the sound, but I couldn't see anyone. Then all of a sudden I got knocked down, probably by magic. I don't know anything about that. It was probably nothing, but I'll keep an eye out. If you need someone to go with you, I'm not scared, he said. Scared? It's not my problem. It's my problem to solve. I just wondered if you knew something I didn't. I didn't want to ask Donald and Luke because realistically they wouldn't know and they'd want to get involved and maybe like pour a bucket of water and flour over the person running away or something. Right, you're a wolf, sorry. I don't think you need to worry. People moving around at night are probably just looking for a bit of privacy. Would they not get that in their rooms? Oh wait, no, everybody else is sharing. Maybe not then. Most likely you were in the wrong place at the wrong time and startled someone. I don't think there's a real mystery to solve, I suppose. Man, I'm gonna regret doing this. I'm gonna regret doing this. All right. What's up? Were either of you doing anything weird last night? You mean like trying to take over the world? If you do that by running through school corridors, then you have a lot more power than I thought. That's not weird. That's what we do every night. I heard someone running around in the halls. At least I thought it was someone running. When I went out to look, I couldn't see anyone. Then someone knocked me down. Like an invisible person ran into you? I don't know. I didn't feel a body or human or anything else. It was probably magic. It was a poltergeist. Yeah, see, this is why I didn't ask you guys. I should know better. Oh, what? The spirit of an ancient pirate who was beheaded by the English Navy and now walks at night with his head under his arm, dripping blood. You need to stop talking. Put that finger in your mouth and stop. Dude, we're not even near the coast. Pirates are cool though. I didn't see any dripping blood. Maybe it's invisible blood, like ectoplasm. Maybe you slipped in it. That's why you fell, and maybe it's all over you right now. I'm pretty sure there are no dead pirates in the school. We could fix that. That's not a bad idea. This is why I didn't ask you guys. Get back in your room. Seriously, you don't have any ideas what was going on last night? Nope, sorry. I guess you could keep an ear out to see if it happens again. I guess, thanks. Well, it doesn't matter anyway. Am I gonna get a letter from like, stop asking around about what happened? If you ask any more questions, we're gonna come for your head, Sonny Jim. No, I'm trying to organize my papers when I hear a knock on the door. Hello, Dave. Hi. Can you meet me tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock? We need to talk about the dark dance. Can't we talk about it now? No, I've got rounds to make. I need to go around all the doors to speak to everyone about the study sessions and see if they have any other problems to address. Okay, kind of feels like you're circumventing what Potsdam said about, like, you can tell people if they ask you questions, but, you know, whatever makes you happy. Should I help with that? It sounds like a presidential responsibility. No, it's fine. I'm on top of it. So if you're at my room at 9, we'll have time to go over the planning before I have to go to the library and do tutoring. Butterfly Hall, left side, third door from the end. Just knock. I'll be awake. Don't come before 9. I have to get breakfast. Got it? Okay. Okay, bye. She hurries away. I guess I'll see her in the morning then. Okie dokie, if you say so. Nothing for me, because we're not going to get it for 20 weeks, man. The things you do for love. Minnie asked me to meet her this morning, so I have to get up early. If this meeting doesn't take too long, I might still be able to get breakfast in the cafeteria instead of having to wait for lunch. I wander down to Butterfly Hall and knock on the door as I was told to. The door opens, and a girl steps out. Excuse me. Pastel? If that is your real name. Yeah, no, you're allowed, because people are allowed to have friends. Go on. Pastel Rao, the only student in Iris Academy who I'd actually met before coming to this school, the one person who has a chance of recognizing me, and therefore the last person I want to speak to up close. Of all the doors in the school, why did I have to accidentally knock on hers? I was looking for Minnie Cochran? Just a minute, I'll get her. She steps back inside and closes the door. She's Minnie's roommate? This is terrible luck. I mean, what happens if people find out who I am? That's fine, right? YOLO the swagger, as the kids say. The last time we saw each other, she must have been 10 years old. Her mother, then she's not going to recognize you. Her mother was, unless she's insane. Her mother was on yet another tour around the world, and they stopped to pay respects to my parents, which turned out into a week-long visit. Considering the things I've learned about Pastel's mother, I don't want to think about that visit too much. It's my parents' business, not mine. Is she, like, over-exuberant? Or the mass murderer? What? I don't know what to glean from that. We didn't interact much at the time, Pastel and I. My family was providing hospitality, so it was my responsibility to offer to entertain her. But she mostly stayed in her room and played with her own toys. Then that's fine. Still, I recognized her immediately. With her mother's eyes and her father's sylph wings, she's unmistakable. I hope I didn't make too much of an impression on her back then. She doesn't seem to recognize me, but if she's Minnie's roommate and we keep having to run into each other. The door opens again, this time revealing the person I was actually waiting for. Okay, hear me out. Next time you go in, we need to wear a mask. Maybe we can, like, Phantom at the Opera mask our way through. Maybe we can put on a mask of Kiryu Kazuma, maybe, and then, like, make her retreat out of fear? Lots of ways around it. What am I thinking of? There's a specific mask I'm trying to think of. And I was trying to stall to remember what it was. Part of me... Hang on. I'm going to Google this before I say it out loud. Nope, not what I meant, but it doesn't mean anything. Part of me wanted to say a Hanzi mask, but that's not what that is. This is a disaster. I'm going to have to try and remember it by myself. Don't worry, chat. I understood this. Chat? You guys comment. You don't chat? Oh, God, what a... Oh, okay, let's just move on before we commit any more faux pas. The door opens again, this time revealing the person I was actually looking for. Hi, Dave. What's up? Let's go to the conference room. Jacob will be done with it by now. Jacob? He has to get up first thing on Saturdays to sort all the mail and cash allotments for delivery. That's the treasurer's job. Sounds like he's doing a lot more council work already than I have. We're a president by name alone. Our name's above the door and that's it. Come on, this way. He leads me into an empty room. All right, where to begin? Do you celebrate Samhain in your country or All Souls Day? I don't know what that is, but it looks distinctively like one of those letters isn't an M or an H, which as a result makes me think it's Irish. One of them is going to be like a V or something. Or All Souls Day. No, that's not one of our traditions. Some people wear Halloween costumes for fun, but they get that from American television. Well, this is held on Halloween night, but isn't about... So it is at the end of the month. We're gonna get that red magic. All right, let's go, team. But it isn't about costumes, at least not usually. The Dark Dance is a ritual which combines the European celebration of departed ancestors and with the local respect of the spirits. We offer an invitation to the Jogao, that's a term for certain classes of otherworld beings, they sound Portuguese, to cross the threshold and dance with us. A summoning ritual? Opening a gate to the otherworld and pulling creatures through sounds like a very dangerous dance. Oh, look at that. Here's Casper. Here's that friendly ghost. Oh, look at that ghost over there, bleeding from the eyes, dual-wielding knives. How can you control what you bring in? No, that would be rude. It's an invitation, not a demand. The reason it's a dark dance was that we promise not to look at them. We make them welcome and they can come, or not, as they choose. It was originally practiced by people who weren't wizards, you see, so it could have caused panic if they saw the Jogao correctly. In modern times, most American families will hold their own small ceremonies on Halloween, but we arrange a larger one for the school. We have to create a mystical atmosphere that gives the impression of being on the borders of the other world to make the both worlds look alike. Then, throughout the night, we celebrate in the dark, never knowing who or what our parents might be. Wait, what? Partners. You know when you read a word, it just catches you off your guard a little bit. It's just like, wait, what? Hang on. That can't be what I read. That would be insane. All night long? If you stay awake until dawn, you're supposed to receive a blessing. Oh, God. I feel so old thinking about that. Let's not. And classes will be cancelled the next day. Oh, nice. So we'll get a chance to sleep it off. All right, what do we do as the student council? Oh, what do we as the student council need to do? Well, each class usually contributes to part of the atmosphere for the dance, the decorations and the music, so on. I'm not sure how much decoration they need in the dark. Well, we'll all have to meet soon to determine which class has which task, so I thought of you and I should talk and agree first. Is it all right if we try to do the incense? Sure. Since this whole thing is new to me, it's hard to muster any other opinion. Sure. Oh, God, I hate how sometimes the game literally gives the answer that I am giving. Okay, great. Once we get to the official assignment, we can talk again about what sort of incense we want and then get Jacob to order it. I've got to get ready for the library, but if you want to know any more about the Dark Dance, come and ask me and I can find you a book. No, it's fine. I'll just show up. That's all right. Okay, bye. She rushes off. Well, after I grab some breakfast, what should I do today? Kind of feels like I didn't need to be here, but what do I know? All right, we have 0 money. We will have 0 money for another 18 weeks. We can't go to the dungeons because Barbara will literally despise us as a human being. So... hit me with a study. We can get our stress up. If it raises by 4, it means we can sleep at the beginning of the week, which would be nice. Assisting things, study with Minnie. Pog, there we go. 3 blue magic, 26 smart. The smart increasing slowly over time will help, I promise. Trying to work out what to write in my next letter home. I've stayed up later than I intended. I can't call this evening anymore. It's night and I should go to bed. Hey, what's wrong with it being like 3 a.m? As I start to prepare for sleep, I hear footsteps in the hall outside. The footsteps walk past my door and keep going. Who's out there? Oh, this again. Quietly, I crack open the door and peer outside, just in time to see a figure disappear around the corner. I only saw him for a moment, but that was definitely William's ponytail. You little rascal! William's in on it? Does this have something to do with the person or whatever that attacked me the other night? That's why it wasn't a brutal attack, it was a push. Or is this a more personal encounter? What is he up to? No, we gotta sneak after him. William's got his boots on. I don't. If I'm quiet, he won't hear me. Leaving my door ajar, I follow William down the dark passageways. Luckily for me, he's just walking along, not checking behind him or making any attempt at stealth. He doesn't seem worried about being caught or followed. He's not walking up towards the other sleeping halls. He's heading past upper level classrooms. They aren't his goal either. At last, he comes to a door, an exit door from the location. This goes out behind the building. I don't think I've ever been there. I slide swiftly along the floor to catch the door before it closes and ease myself out after him. Where the hell are we? I don't remember this at all. Oh, look at that. You can see the shade from the moon. There's a little courtyard. That is actually kind of how the moon can work. There could also be like lights up tall or something. Oh, okay. Nice looking place, if not like a little bear. You know, you'd think there's, maybe a statue or two of me. There's a little courtyard mostly surrounded by buildings. Unlike decorative flower arrangements up front, here there is nothing but bare grass. A paved path leads way into the shadow of the trees. That's where William's headed. I squint into the gloom. There's another smaller building over that way. What is it? I'm so busy trying to see what's up ahead, I trip over a loose stone in the path. What? He turns around at the sound. There's nowhere to hide. He spots me instantly. Dave, what are you doing? Investigating the attack. Someone attacked me the other night in the halls and I want to know what's going on. I told you not to worry about it. Told William. Unless you know who knocked me down and why, I'm still worrying about it. I also told you people's reasons for being out at night are private. Just go back to the hall. I suppose I have no choice. No. Well, no, he would still probably tell me to leave even if I hadn't told him, right? It would just be, there'd be less of a basis for it, I guess. All right, I make my way back to Wolf Hall, still wandering. I don't think that'll be the end of that. Today, when we meet for our nature walk, Balthazar is carrying a small plastic bucket. Oh, of course. These are night crawlers. They're very popular with fish. They don't have enough mind to respond to a call, but you can draw them up by hand if you're patient. I don't know a call spell anyway. You want a wet night, nice and dark, and you've got to be quiet. Footsteps can scare them back underground. You catch the tip in your fingers and you pull up really slowly, all the way out of the hole. Would anyone like to hold one? No one looks desperate to have worms in their hands, can't think why. I'm sure we all did that as children anyway. This time of the year, the fish are hungry. Few of these in the water, a few of these in the water, we should see a lot of action. We are not here to catch fish, just to see them. I was gonna say, wasn't this the Mushroom Club? But I guess it was the Nature Club, right? So it is natural that we're seeing fish jump up and down in the water. And not... Yeah, no, this does make sense. I just thought it was like a mushroom picking club, but it's literally not. I didn't say anything. Best to see Best to see are the speckled trout. They turn colors and fall to attract males, bright orange underneath. With that, he starts to lead the way to whatever stream or pond he's hoping to find fish in. Manuel falls in beside me. I like fishing, but at home we get to eat them. How about you? Do you have any fish where you come from? I mean, nearby? I mean, sure, I don't know where from Eastern Europe I am, actually. So if there are fish naturally where we're from, we probably have to be like the West Coast? Assuming that we're not just straight up from Russia. We have to be like the West Coast, like along the Mediterranean. So Croatia, Bosnia and Herzegovina, maybe Albania, somewhere like that. My head canon now is that I'm Bosnian. There are fish everywhere, aren't there? In the ocean, at least. There must be. I've never caught a fish myself. Don't you need a boat and a net? That's if you want to catch enough to sell. For one person, a pole and a line is enough. He explains fishing poles and angling to me with a lot of hand gestures. I didn't know what fishing was? I'm the most sheltered human being alive. It's never come up in a book or a game. What on earth? All right, you can catch them in your paws if you're lucky, but a pole works better. Linda thinks everyone should know how to catch their own food. Linda? My mother, but she likes to call her by her name. Weird. Is that weird? I can't say no now. Every family is different. What an answer. That's why Dave Lunason is class president and I'm not. He looks relieved. Do you live in the other world? It's not weird, to be clear. It's just, I guess it's a little jarring the first time you hear it. He's not full human, so it's possible, but he must have a strong connection with this world or he wouldn't be attending Iris Academy. Not usually, but we go there to run and hunt. Otherwise, there are too many hunters with guns. It's not safe. For wolves? For anyone in the woods in hunting season if they're not wearing orange, wear orange then. I look down at my bright orange cape and then at his subdued toad yellow, but it's safe here. I think because this is a school sanctioned club, if that were the case here, he would 100% have to wear orange. But it's safe here near the school and the park. Hunting's not allowed and there's magic to turn poachers away, I think. What do you mean you think? This is an officially recognized school club. They wouldn't let us go out into the woods if it were dangerous, right? My parents would be most displeased if I get myself shot in America. Well, I'm certainly safer following the group than standing here lost in my own thoughts. We'll see if we can find any fish. I don't catch anything, right? No, I don't even catch anything. What a disaster. How much stress we at? 25. Baller. So we can sleep for the first... lesson of the day, but we will not. How much red do we need this week? We need 1 to get 15, which is spark, which is what we need for mini stuff, but I still don't know what it does or what it is. Where's newest? Why isn't there a newest? Am I crazy? Yep. Yes is the... Oh, never mind. It was right there. I'm just blind. Okay, nice. All right. That'll be that for that. I have to find a better way of signing off episodes. I can't just say that's that, folks. I just need to hit stop recording suddenly.